Hey everybody, Jimmy from Superpath here today with Amrita Mathur, VP of Marketing at ClickUp. She's hiring for a Director of Content Marketing, a very cool role, which we'll chat in detail about. But first, Amrita, would you mind just introducing yourself and tell us about ClickUp too? I know it's a flexible kind of multifaceted product, but if you could give us even just an overview, that would be extremely helpful.
Yeah, for sure. I'm Amrita. I run the sort of B2B side of our marketing organization. If you were to join ClickUp, you'll see there's actually a lot of different growth and marketing orgs, and we all work together because we're a classic PLG company with the sales assisted motion layered on top. But yeah, ClickUp's a very cool place. It's a very cool product. Um, the Before I tell you what it is, you've probably heard of some of the giants in the space, and we've caught up to them in the last couple of years pretty fast, actually. So you've probably heard of Monday, Asana, Notion. We sort of play in that similar productivity category. The way I describe ClickUp is it's for me, especially as a marketer, it's a bit of like a super app where you can have all of your
Mhm.
documents, all your tasks, all your project management, and even some of your workflows, forms, um, all of sort of like your second brain stuff in one place. And the beauty of that is, particularly with AI layered on top, you never have to like look for anything. You never almost have to even like think about something. You don't have to be like, oh, I had this conversation with this guy and we were going to do this. All of that's in one place. It's all in ClickUp. And with AI, you can actually connect the dots a lot more seamlessly. Like we build some of our marketing campaigns like semi-automatically with our AI product inside ClickUp because all of our stuff is there in there. All of our tribal knowledge is in there. So it's actually a very cool product. And I think it's particularly with all the advancements in LLMs and stuff that's going to go.
That's really cool. I was on the website this morning. I'm embarrassed to say, actually, I have not tried it. But I use 5 different tools that sounds like could probably be
Everybody.
combined in
That's
ClickUp. Yeah,
exactly it. That's exactly right. Like we just signed a couple of really big deals with like the likes of NVIDIA. I don't know if I can actually name them, but like their whole company is going to be using ClickUp for exactly that because they have like 10 different disparate tools used by different teams, different organizations, and they're just trying to bring everything in one place.
that's really cool. And so you're bringing on this director of content. So you're running B2B marketing. I assume this person will be working specifically on B2B as well.
Yes, that's right. So we have split our content org sort of into 2 buckets. The search led blog machine, as we call it, has been moved over to the SEO team. It is such a search led effort, which may or may not be necessary after a couple of years, especially with all the advancements in chat, because the search interface is going to change. But that whole machine is so much governed by intent and just like volume and keywords, the drill, Jimmy. It just made sense for it to live on the SEO team, and that kind of powers our acquisition machine. So the entire point of that machine is to just like bring people into our freemium product and just do like signups to our workspace. That is not aligned with my specific remit and goals. So it just kind of didn't make sense for that to live with us. So we've given that to the SEO team. But the rest of content marketing, all of the rest of it, top to bottom, full funnel, is all us. So that's why we need a leader in place who can help us get there. We have a number of different buyer personas, lots of ICPs. We're industry agnostic. So it's quite like the breadth is quite wide, and there's a lot to tackle.
That's really cool. And you had mentioned also PLG sales layer on top of it. So I imagine there's some middle funnel stuff to be
Oh my
handled,
gosh,
some
yes.
sales enablement and customer stories and that type of thing.
Exactly. Yeah. So some of that stuff is powered by our product marketing team, but to bring it to life, of course, we need, someone to have like that vision and that consistency and the voice and tone.
Okay, very cool. And this is a remote role. I meant to ask you that.
Yeah, we hire all over the world. This role is totally remote. If you happen to be in one of the hubs like San Diego or New York, we have a ton of people in those places. I live in Toronto, Canada. There's hardly anybody here, but often we're like, for various offsites and whatnot, we're traveling to like HQ, etc. So you won't be like off in an island, but you can live anywhere if you wanted. And then we'll probably see each other once every few months.
Nice, that's great. And it's a very well paying role. I should mention that too. 200,000 plus. You're looking for someone very senior as well, like in the
Yeah,
JD, 10
yeah.
plus years. Like, could you give us kind of an overview of like who you sort of imagine this person is?
Yeah, for sure. So actually, this could be both a director or a senior director role with a path to VP. I might be jumping ahead, too fast, but I actually kind of think like this role would be not only pivotal, but I actually think it can be one of those like almost like exec level roles. Like I think this remit is just going to grow. There's no question about it. Particularly as we tackle new areas, do a lot of our original research, thought leadership, etc. So I actually don't think that this has to be at the director, senior director level for too long. I think the scope's just going to increase. So I think it's a very nice meaty role. We're looking for someone senior specifically. We want someone who's done this at least once before, like where they've kind of come in, revitalized a team or a department, have built a point of view for the company. And I would actually say those are like the core experiences that we're looking for. Skill set, most content marketers, they understand the content part of it. I really want someone who understands the distribution and marketing part of it. It's, this, Jimmy, sometimes, at least back in the day, maybe 5 years ago, a lot of content marketing was content production, but not the marketing
Yeah.
part. So I really, really want to make sure that whoever comes in here understands they're marketer first, and the content is like the way to get there. Um, so yeah, it's a good sizable meaty role, very much marketing oriented role, will be aligned to pipeline creation and closing revenue and all of that stuff. And will be aligned to bettering our NDR as well. Retention is very, very important to us, particularly since we're pre-IPO. That's like one of the number one things that the market looks for. So we're trying to better our NDR retention as well.
Okay, cool. That's very helpful. And is there an existing team in place that this person will manage, or is that part of the role too
Yeah,
that they'll start to build that up?
a bit of both. So there are existing players on the team. We have two senior managers on the team. They have writers and copywriters under them. It's a small team of 5 at the moment. We have a budget to bring on other people. We have budget for contractors and freelancers. I wanted to make some bets, but I've refrained because I figured it's better if this person comes in, does their own sort of gaps analysis and figures it out for themselves. So I've kind of just been like holding the fort down essentially, and trying to do what we can with the current talent on the team.
Okay, cool. Very cool. I will also mention that the benefits listed in the job description are very good. Like this is it's a robust role for a senior content marketer. Frankly, we haven't seen a ton of that in the last 6 to 8 months. Like hiring slowed down. I expect you're going to get quite a few really, really qualified people applying. As you're looking through resumes and LinkedIn profiles, are there a few characteristics that would pop out to you?
Um, yeah, other than what I've already mentioned, which is like they've done this like rodeo, did this rodeo before. Um, one like really key thing that I'm hoping to unlock is, what is that perfect fly I want to say flywheel, but it's an overused word, and I want to say atomization of content, but that's not quite what I'm thinking. More like, what is the balance of efficiency, like doing like cool shit, like ideally somebody who can kind of come in and be like, we're going to do, maybe it's not quite this way, but we're going to do these 5 things, and by the way, this is going to produce these 15 things out of it, because we're only going to do this once, and here's the efficiency part of it, so we're actually only going to spend this many dollars, but it's going to give us all of this stuff, and all of these eyeballs and all of these impressions and all of these leads or whatever it is. I think somebody who kind of gets that part of content marketing. It's not just about throwing stuff at the wall. It's about throwing stuff at the wall and just like having that towards both effectiveness and efficiency. And that's hard to find. I usually find that talking to somebody, doing an assignment or a case with them, that's kind of what uncovers some of that. I don't think it's a thing that's on a resume.
Yeah, definitely. So there's like some mix of like pay the bills, keep trying new stuff to, unlock the
Yeah,
next lever
yeah,
of growth.
yeah, totally. And like, listen, we haven't done that much, so there's a lot of stuff that we could try.
That's awesome. Really cool. Really
Yeah.
cool. Amrita, thank you so much for taking time to do this. Really, it's a huge value add to the community. It's great to see a face, hear a voice. Any final sales pitch for this role?
Sales pitch. Well, I'll just say in general, ClickUp's growing really fast. We've grown 40% year over year in the last few years. We're going to be trying to go public in the next 3 years. So it's a good, it's sort of like one of those moments that only happen in a company's lifetime, like maybe once, sometimes twice, where you can actually see like all of the parts, all of the gears working together. It's a true career like building, resume building opportunity. Because like when ClickUp goes public, it's like you were there to help it, go public. So it's sort of like one of those once in a lifetime type things. Um, and I'd say like you could learn a lot of soft skills as well, which not everybody prioritizes. I certainly didn't prioritize it, but coming into ClickUp, I've realized, oh wow, I really need to be a good communicator. Oh wow, I have like five different stakeholders sort of, of different types, and I need to like know how to work with all of them. There's so many soft skills that you didn't know you needed, but you will need here. So it's a real sort of work ethic and like, sort of like a developer of like character. So I just like at this time of at ClickUp's journey. So I think if you're looking for that type of challenge, it's a great place to come join.
That's awesome. Looks like a fantastic role. And I'll just throw out to folks who are thinking of applying and need a little encouragement. Shoot me a DM in the Slack community. I'm happy to look over an application, give you that kind of last kick to go and apply. Again, Amrita, thank you so much for doing this. Really
Thank
appreciate it. And
you.
hope we can send some good folks your way.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks.